Hi everyone. In today's video, I will be doing a weapon rebalance idea video because I have seen a bunch of other people do it, like Grouch, Great Blue, The What, Fish Stick on a Stick, Zesty Jesus, all those channels. So I thought, why not make my own? So yeah, but here's a few rules I would like to add. If you are blind and don't know what I just typed, let me tell you. One, I do not know how to actually code games outside of Castle. And even out in Castle, I use simple coding. Yeah. Two, I have not played TF2 for a very long time. I only have a few hundred hours on it. So, hey, can't blame me if my ideas are bad. Sorry, I'm acting a bit aggressive. I don't know. I am only taking casual or considering casual because one, who plays MVM all that much? I have not played MVM and never will outside of community servers. Two, I'm not taking competitive because I don't want to play the game competitively. I only want to play the game casually because I think that would be more fun. And three, community servers won't count because they're community servers. And four, I am not that old. I'm almost a teenager, but that's still a minor. So, hey. Uh, yeah. So, those are my rules. And, yeah, let's get started. Give me a second. Hold on. Alright, I have the TF2 wiki on my phone. First up, we got the Babyface's blaster. I have a few changes for the Babyface's blaster. So, I will, type them on screen first and then explain my reasoning. Or tell you if you're blind. I'll tell you the words. Alright, so I'll put a check mark when I'm done. So I'll explain my reasoning now. So the reason why I added the boost reduce when double jumping, I mean if you play TF2 it's kinda obvious, but if you don't, uh as scout you're always double jumping. So yeah, and it was also 75% of your boost, so yeah. Boost takes 75 damage to be depleted because in the main game, it takes 25 damage, which is 2 pistol bullets, every single form of splash damage, 2 far away Liberty Launcher rockets, basically everything. Everything. Every single god dang way, well, I mean, except, like, everything almost immediately can deplete your boost except for a Fan of War hit but like, when are you going to actually hit people with the Fan of War itself? No clip size penalty because I am tired of clip size penalties on scout weapons and because I don't think it's necessary. I added a 20% damage penalty so that since you can build boost easily, or that boost can't be gone easily, I make it so that you can't build it as easily. It's still good. And I made it 20% more accurate so that you can get the boost from farther distances easier. That's it. Let me know if it's not good or not. Yeah. This is it. If you don't like it, let me know why. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna go for the backscatter. Let me see. So, the current backscatter is a slightly worse version of a good weapon. The scatter gun. But I want to change that. I want to make it a decent alternative, rather than a mediocre thing used for memes. Oh, and also the funny pee gun. So, let me type it out, and afterwards I'll explain. I'm not gonna say that anymore. So if you forgot why I'm not gonna say that, it's just go to the, you know. Alright, these are my final decisions. I'm going to mark them with the check mark each time I'm finished to show you this is my final decision. I'm not gonna say that anymore. So remember that. Uh, so I let it mini crit from any range because I gave it because it's more accurate, and it's like uh wow, I didn't get the mini crits. I'm literally at mid range, so now it it mini crits from any range, so that's a good thing. You get 20% more pellets per shot, so that you actually feel much more rewarded for landing a back shot. Oh my god. But I gave it a 10% damage penalty because if I didn't, it would be so good. That it would be much better. Like it would be edging on overpowered territory. Instead of, I made it 20% more accurate so that it's easier to get to the mini crits. I also made it 15% faster so that you don't have to worry about not being able to get the mini crits because your reload speed is already a tiny bit slow. Alright. Guys, you know I couldn't resist it. Guys, I had to put that there. If I didn't, you guys would have totally put jokes already before me. So hey, how's that? Alright, these are my suggested changes. Controversial though. These are controversial, maybe, because this weapon is fine as is, but I do think some things could be changed. Some things. Alright, yeah. Alright, so, the weapon is usually fine, but I do think it could be, like, a bit on, like, too good. I think it's fine, but I will be doing, I would like to change some things. So, uh, the Mad Milk come. So Mad Milk, dang it. It recharges every 30 seconds instead of 20 because being able to like before this I introduced this, being able to like give people 60% of like okay, hold on. So it was 60% of the damage you dealt. That's over half. So if you dealt like 100 damage meat shots to someone, you would have gotten like 60 health back. It's you blah, 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 blah. So instead of getting 60% of the damage you dealt back as health, it's 35. So that it's not like oh I threw it into a crowd, guys. You all get to live now. Yeah. Also, it doesn't refill. Okay, hold on. This one thing does take into consideration degenerate playstyles. Uh, yeah. If even then, the mad build comp is usually fine. So yeah. Alright, guys, I have one choice that might be a bit weird to some of you guys, but it's the winger. Now, I know the weapon is completely fine, but I hate the fact that people always say, oh, someone said, oh, it just makes you jump 5 micrometers higher. So, I say no more to that. I'm gonna change a few teeny tiny things. I'm just gonna bump every stat up, like, by, like, half. I don't know. Alright. Alright, so I did just make the winger possibly overpowered. I hope not. Because if I did, I do have some ideas to nerf it. And that idea is to just revert it back to how it used to be, except to just make it have no random crits. Or just, like, make it 50% instead of 60 with no random crits, and then, yeah. If this weapon is overpowered, let me know so I can actually just so I could just make it 35% higher, no deployed speed bonus, and keep the no. Like, I'll change it if it's overpowered, okay? Uh, so I just amplified the damage bonus so that instead of it feeling like, oh wow, yay, I get to do like one extra or like a few tiny extra bits of extra damage. No. It feels like it feels like something that now. It actually feels like something. So, yeah. Also, instead of it making you jump 25% higher, I wanted to make you jump 40% higher. Like make you jump 40% higher while active. Yeah, I know that might be overpowered, so hey, I'll settle for 30%. If that's fine. I made it deploy 20% faster, so it can also be used in like an oh shoot scenario. I made you also have only 50% less 50% less bullets instead of 60 because I don't like having only 5 shots. I just want it to be a good, nice, even 6 instead of 5. Um, Also, this weapon doesn't get random crits because 25% damage bonus for a weapon and with random crits would be what? Right click erases? Is that erasing? Hold on. That's a, oh no, it's just a white on. White on. Okay, no, that's not erasing, but that would have been cool if it was. Yeah. Yeah, I hope this isn't overpowered. I'm actually really excited for the Sandman. I don't know, I just like my idea. Now give me a moment. Alright. Here are my improved stats. Also, now the ball does not slow enemies. Hold on. I think I should state that. Anyways, let me tell you guys why. I'm not telling you guys about the ball doesn't slow enemies thing because I don't wanna Alright, I made the ball give people a 35% damage reduction to all of their weapons because I wanted it to feel like they don't I wanted it to give like a long range alternative to something like I don't know. I wanted it to do something unique that no other weapon has ever done in the game. So, here we go. You marked for death while active so that the enemies still, at the very least, have a chance to kill you. Excuse me. And no health penalty. Actually, I think you should have a health penalty. Because if this thing is gonna do that, then it might as well have a health penalty. Yeah, I'm actually gonna keep the health penalty because giving an enemy a 35% damage reduction to all their weapons is really good. I didn't think about it, but it's only to one enemy, so yeah. Yeah, that's it. Hope you don't, I hope you don't, you don't need to agree with me, okay? You can disagree with me, you don't even have to lie. You don't need to lie and say that I agree with you or you agree with me. Just be honest. I don't care. Alright, so I changed a few things about this one because I do think this weapon in the right hands is a little bit busted. It could be a teeny tiny bit. So, I removed the explosive damage vulnerability because I thought, I mean, that's kind of specific. Because, like, it's a straight upgrade if there's no explosive. So, my thought, I will. No, because, like. Okay. Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll settle for one more thing 10% damage vulner. Oh, shoot. You know what? I think I should. Nah. 10% damage vulner. Because, like, yeah, you don't get ammo on kill, but they at least need to have a slight advantage over you. Alright, no explosive damage vulnerability. Actually, I'm gonna remove that. Because you technically do have an explosive damage vulnerability if you get a 10% damage vulnerability to everything. I made it 10% because, hey, at least a grenade, a pill does like 110 damage. I do think you still get one shot by rocket launchers if they're close enough. But like with bullets, that doesn't make too much of a difference. I do think I will settle for 15 or 20. But as of now, this is my final thing. Hope you hope you agree. I guess I don't know. Alright, my pick for this one is the sun on a stick. Because this weapon isn't as bad as people say. It's just mediocre. It is a bad weapon, but it's not that bad. Alright, now, you might be saying, wow, heavy gaming, that is a lot of changes for one weapon. Yeah, I know. But it wasn't really that unique. It was just kind of worse. So, here you guys go. I gave you something that should be more interesting. So, the sun on the stick, I let the sun on the stick instead give like 5% less damage resistance to fire, but it's passive instead of a 25% damage resistance while active. The weapon would have had to be active for the damage resistance, but now it's passive with my version. You can now extinguish teammates for 40 health, because I don't know. I remember the typical Colors 2 version, and I thought, heck yeah, I'd like that idea. So hey, props to them. That's a good idea. I do think that is a good idea, so 40 health after you extinguish a teammate. I made it swing 50% slower because having like the base swing speed uh for for extinguishing teammates, I think that would be a bit busted. So I made it 50% slower, which is still slightly faster than the stock swing speed for most weapons except for stock uh instead of except for the stock bat. You don't get a damage penalty because for a weapon like this, I don't think you need one. Instead of critting burning players, it mini crits them because you're not gonna be finding burning players much. And you don't get random crits because frick you. Anyways, yeah, I think this weapon is more interesting because you get a passive 20% damage resistance and can extinguish teammates, which like you could be a really freaking good support teammate with this weapon, with like two weapons, the Mad Milk and the and this weapon. Now I'm done. Alright, I think I'm done. I don't know. I think I forgot. I had another idea, but I kind of forgot what it was. Anyways, I made this weapon more of a you gotta use it proactively, or like a oh shoot. It's more of an offensive choice because it says fan of war. So like instead of marking enemies for death, why not just kill them easier? So with your melee, you can just whack them, whack them, whack them for like 35% more damage because it says fan of war, and I want this to be more of a combat incentivized weapon. I gave it a slower swing speed because like 35% more damage for stock swing speed on for the same swing speed as the stock's bat. I think that's a little busted. So yeah, I made it 35%. Also no random crits because you can one shot light classes and a stock and a bat and a bat for scout should not at all be able to one shot a light class. Also I made it not mark enemies for death because I feel like marking enemies for death and then following up with your scattergun is pointless because you can just two-shot them or one-shot them. You could just kill them with like just as easily without it. It takes more time. So just not like the Fan of War is the most this the oh oh my god. Okay. Okay. So okay, hold on. Okay, so for a quick moment, I'm gonna go on a rant about the Fan of War and how I think it's one of the most useless weapons in this entire goddamn game. If the gas passer didn't exist, this would be one of the worst weapons in the game. Oh, and also I think it's stupid that does less damage than a piece of cardboard. Anyways, I'm gonna go on a short little rant for a quick moment because I want to get this out of my system and I want people to know if I am right or wrong. I think the Fan of War is actually one of the worst weapons in this game. Because yeah, I get to mark my enemies for death and follow up with the scattergun shot. Cool. Except why would I do that if it takes a little bit more time when I could just two-shot them or one-shot them with any other weapon and then like be completely fine. Yeah, like it's just kind of pointless. It's so pointless. You do 9 damage on the first swing, and then any other swing just does 25% less damage than the stock bat. Oh my god, this weapon is useless. Use any other weapon, even the freaking Sandman, cause hey, at least with you can still do some good stuff with the shortstop. Oh, but God forbid, the sun on the stick is worse. Oh, the Sandman is worse. No, the Fan of War. Do you guys? I feel like people forget this weapon exists. I don't know. Is that just me? Um, yeah, that's all for this. I'm actually, actually, I'm gonna make this a 9-part series, like my tier list video. Except I think I know I'm gonna continue my tier list video first, and then do more. Alright, well, for today, my scout weapon thing is done. I hope you liked my ideas. If they were trash, let me know. If they were good, oh yeah, let me know. Anyways, goodbye. Might as well do a funny outro thing. funny outro. Oh, click here for more videos. And click in the middle for the fun stuff. Okay, bye.